to let you in on a little secret. Everyone knows that Ludwig van Beethoven composed his Ninth Symphony while he was deaf. And most of us have heard the swelling choir in the finale, the famous Ode to Joy. But here's what we don't always hear. Ode to Joy didn't begin as music. It began as a poem. In 1785, a young German poet named Friedrich Schiller, also known as Fritz, wrote a poem called Die Freude. To joy, it meant. Beethoven read it, and decades later, he turned it into thunder. When I read Schiller's poem, I don't just see lyrics. I see a room. Let me paint you a picture. I imagine a smoky tavern in late 18th century Germany, a group of young intellectuals, maybe a little drunk on wine and ideas. The Enlightenment is in the air. Revolutions are beginning to rumble across Europe. And someone, maybe a friend, maybe Fritz himself, starts talking about joy. Not happiness, not pleasure, joy. He calls her Tochter aus Elysium, daughter of Elysium, a divine presence, a bridge between mortals and something higher. It sounds romantic at first, like he's describing a woman, an ideal, a muse. But if you look closer, he's not talking about a person at all. He's talking about unity. He's talking about the radical idea that all men shall become brothers. In 1785, that line wasn't sentimental. It was dangerous. Europe was rigid, divided by class and crown. And here is a young poet imagining a world bound together, not by power, but by shared humanity. Joy in Schiller's vision is a force that dissolves division. Not soft joy, not cute joy, revolutionary joy. Fast forward decades later, Beethoven, isolated, embittered, losing his hearing, chooses this poem. Not a love poem, not a lament, this one. And in 1824, when the Ninth Symphony premiered in Vienna, the choir stood and sang Schiller's words to a deaf composer who could not hear the applause behind him. They had to turn him around to see it. To thunderous applause. And thunder built from an idea written in a bar almost 40 years earlier. Maybe that's the secret. Ode to Joy isn't about feeling good. It's about believing that connection is still possible, even when the world feels fractured, and even when a piece of yourself feels cut off from the world.